Yo, I think we might be live. Are we live? And yes, we are. Okay. Nice. Alright. So, welcome, Jax. Welcome to the stream. Let me cut that. Just got these little guys over here. Alright. It's cool, thank you. Not that cool, but thank you. Seat. Alright, properties of seat. Where's the material? Transparency. One. And we can make it like no, that big. That big. Alright. Play. You're welcome. No problem. No problem, man. So, start in there. Yeah, this is I don't know if this I wonder if there we go. So letterbox. How about let's anchor this letter block? What? Is there three of these? Why is there three of these? Why are they why is there three of these inside one? Oh wait, no, that was the last one. Let me just redo that. Wait, what do you think you're gonna call the game? I almost just fell out of my chair. Yeah, I need a gaming chair for sure. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna name the game Playtime Survival or something. But don't worry, I'll put a bunch of warning signs. It's like guys, when you play this game, if you're watching this and if it ever comes out, please support Mob Entertainment before you support this because well, you guys know why. Copy, paste. I could just move this to over here, and boom, we did it. It's just, there's one thing. Why does it always spawn me here? Yeah, I have no idea where this map is. This? I keep spawning in this project map. So, when you publish it, will you instantly play it? Maybe. I haven't really thought about it that much. Where's that project map? There is. Yeah, over here. Alright. First of all, this is it's supposed to spawn. There's the spawn somewhere. Ground map. Spawn. Spawn location. Let's take these two out. Take open me. Need me. Oh, that's nice. But I'm not going to say that I own it. Yeah, they use this thing for, if you didn't know, they actually use this for the playtime infection thing that they made. It's a pretty popular game, but getting back to what I was originally doing, that's not Huggy. Why is there a boxy? So they're trying to make me crafty. That's no. Wait. So this pack, Dolly, what? Is there teeth? Yeah, so yeah. Let's go up here. Alright, I need to know which way. So I think I need to rotate it. So it's F is the, or I could just change it. But I'm lazy, so I'm not gonna change. I'm just kidding. Is that? Okay. Is that alright? It's alright. Cool. Cool. So maybe rotate it like if it's the same as that one, I'm gonna be mad. Actually, okay, that's in the way. Yay! Hey, Hugo, I have a research what I'm made with. Oh, thank you. First of all, where the is that seat? I think that's good enough. Can I like pose him, please? Alright, I'm gonna copy and paste this. And I'm going to use the new one to see what animations he has. So start off with the yeah, I don't think we're going to use the additional poses. Because that's gonna take like an awful long time. If any of you want to help, you definitely can. Anchor. I have no idea. Me neither. Transform. Select. Alright. Transform. So let's close this. Yeah, I kind of suck at this. And what if I... So... That's, That's something. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I have no idea what this is. So, that's me. So, let me just, maybe, like, move this. Oh, wow. So can I, like... Nope, I guess I can't. Yeah, yeah, that's me. Put him in the train. Maybe. Let's get rid of, this. Mittens. You, yeah, they're, yeah, I think they're, so... Yeah, I don't know. anything about this, so what if I delete this? So yeah, the catnap doesn't need to be there. Let's just move this guy. Let's also move these two to, like, I don't know, over here. And then let's use this to our advantage. Yeah, so this guy, I'm gonna... How to... hello.
Guys, in this video we're going to be going over animating Roblox Studio, everything you need to know about it. Let's get started. Make sure you subscribe. So, the first thing in Roblox Studio animation, you need to know that in case you're an old developer in Roblox Studio, Roblox actually moved the animation stuff over to the avatar tab, or as you can see, our tab now. Let's go ahead and check out the rig builder. The rig builder are building, modeling, and sometimes even scripting. It can be also used for building, modeling, and sometimes even scripting, I believe. So the rig builder is definitely something that you're going to want to know and use. Anyways.
Alright, so I'm gonna stop Roblox for a second. And I'm gonna try to do something that I probably can't do. So we're gonna... I hope you guys have experience with Blender, because if you guys don't, yeah, I suck at Blender. So let's just go to my YouTube, and go to my liked videos. Let's just...
This is your brain when you're struggling to focus.
Let's...
This is your brain when you're in the zone.
Let's just try to make a donut.
What are you still doing here? You still have not downloaded Pi Adblock? You know I'm just going to keep showing up on your screen until you download.
Now we know how Blender functions, let's start building that donut. So, as before, let's, well, first of all, just to repeat, make sure you are working with a new scene. Completely new scene, don't want any...
Yeah, my Wi-Fi is somehow bad.
Heads lying around. Let's begin fresh slate, and let's delete our default cube, just with the delete key.
There we go.
Let's replace it with a new object. Remember the hotkey for that is Shift And as I mentioned before, you
So Shift A, Mesh, Taurus. Hello everybody. Welcome to Huggo has stress and makes the worst donut ever.
start with something that most resembles what it is we're building. If it was a house, you might start with a cube. If it was a vase, you might start with a cylinder. In our case,
However we want. So you can make it like super high. And guess how much edges you have? 20 million. So let's put it back to, we could do it like a triangle. Guys want to make Bill cipher? Let's make Bill cipher, guys. Let's make Bill cipher. Alright, so that kind of.
now something to note is that these options in Blender are because Blender has assumed.
What does he use?
After you have done
3812. Alright, we're gonna copy his. 4812. Wait, that doesn't look like what he has. I'll go. Yes.
if you do another action,
53. How long have you been making this Roblox game? Is that it? 46 what he did? I mean, yay! Can't even see the donut. But guess what? Now you can. Raggy.
do another action, like say deselect your torus by mistake.
No!
Right? Because Blender has assumed you have moved on. You've accepted the state of your donut, and this is the one you want, right? Now, if you haven't done anything drastic or changed this object in some severe way, you can temporarily bring it back by hitting F9. I never actually remember that hotkey. I just remember that immediately after I have added an object, if I want to tweak it, now's my chance before I move on to something else. Okay, so we could change the size of it here. We can also change the resolution. I'll use the term resolution.
You changed it.
To make it higher or lower fidelity. Mistake I made way back in
31. So, let's do that. My PC is, I don't know if it's fine or about to explode or worse. Poop.
when I started learning Blender, is they go, well, I need a realistic looking donut, so I guess I need to go.
Yeah, there's no. So, That looks fine.
Go really high resolution. I remember my first project, one of my first projects was for a high school film project, and I wanted to have a close-up of a face. Didn't realize faces were going to be difficult, but I went really high poly, and then it was just an absolute nightmare to work with. So the reason you don't want this is that for starters, things that are high poly are very slow to render, and they're very hard to work with if you want to tweak the shape of it. But also, as you
No.
learn and you go with 3D, you discover that it is a lot easier to add resolution take it away if you've already built it into it and you don't need it. So, long way to say, what we actually want is to have as few polys, these are polys, just looks really delicious. So I'm going with something around about this size. The options, how do we make this look shading? So if you right click with your jagged, well, one way is to use smooth shading. So if you right click with your object selected, go to shade smooth.
Nice.
For that, this is immediately better. Without getting too technical, this is kind of a fakery. It's sort of like the shader is telling the renderer that this is a really high poly dense mesh when it really isn't. It's just basically kind of like averaging out
I suck.
faces. And it's very technical, but basically means it's not going to add anything to your render time, but it's going to look smoother. And so this is generally what you want for something that is smooth and organic looking like we want. If you were rendering like architectural or like hard surfaces, like later on we're going to put this on a counter, then the object would obviously want to be flat. In our case, we're just going to use shade smooth. But you might notice that looking at this, especially if you go side on, that you've got this sort of jagged shape around here, right? So the silhouette is really breaking that illusion that this is a high poly or a smooth looking donut. But thankfully, rather than adding all of that complex density into the mesh itself and then making it hard to remove later on, there is another way through modifiers. So if we go over here to our properties, right, this very confusing, lots of option looking properties, click on the wrench, and this is the section called modifiers. And this is one of those object-dependent actual meshes one. So up here, add modifier, and you got a range of options here that can do a whole number of things. The one that we're looking for is underneath generate, and it is called subdivision surface.
Well, that was definitely the appropriate time. Generate.
And it is a really common modifier that you use all the time. In fact, surface. And it is a really great, and it is called subdivision surface.
Right. Add modifier, generate.
And it is a really common modifier that you use all the time. In fact, it's so common, it's actually, you can just immediately add it to any object just by hitting Control 1. But don't do that because we've already got it, so there. Now, some of you might have just discovered that your donut has disappeared. If that is the case, you need to go to Edit, Preferences, and then underneath Viewport, where it's got Subdivision, and it's...
No!
Are you a Roblox fanatic?
No.
Microsoft Rewards has a brand new way for you to earn.
Cool.
It's really common, like a lot of this size, okay? So how do we make this clearer that this is a really high one? But here. So it's much easier to explain if we just add one. So up here, add modifier, and you got a range of options here that can do a whole number of things. The one that we're looking for is underneath generate, and it is called subdivision surface. And it is a really common modifier that you use all the time. In fact, it's so common, it's actually, you can just immediately add it to any object just by hitting Control 1. But don't do that because we've already got it, so there. Now, some of you might have just discovered that your donut has disappeared. If that is the case, you need to go to Edit, preferences, and then underneath viewport, where it's got subdivision at the very bottom, disable GPU subdivision. That will then make the subdivision perform on your CPU instead of your GPU, which is maybe non-existent or not performing whatever. But disable that and it should appear. But if it's already working for you, don't disable it. Keep it going because GPU will be faster. So what exactly is this doing? Well, it's a lot easier to explain if we look at the shade flat mode, because we're not being tricked by the smooth shading there. If I set this levels viewport to 0, this is our original mesh. This is before we add the subsurface, essentially.
Nope, it is not.
A smooth shading there. If I set this levels viewport to 0,
am I supposed to be in edit? What's happened?
this is our original mesh. This is before we add the subsurface, essentially. When we increase this, you can see that it is adding resolution to our mesh.
Oh wait, do I have on quality display?
And the more I increase this viewport levels here, the finer and finer that detail becomes. So to explain it, because this is such a very, very common modifier, it's kind of important to understand how it's working. You can see that this is these squares here, these are called faces, by the way. And for each one of these faces here, as I add a level, you can see it's becoming 4 faces, right? And then now if I zoomed in on this one face here, if I do another level, that's now become 4 faces. And then if I zoom in again, it's now become 4 faces. So it's exponentially adding detail. And you might also know that it is smoothing it out as well. Like this jagged edge that we've got here, you can see now becomes smoother. So to quickly visualize that, like imagine you've got like a 90-degree corner, right? Like this. If you add a subsurf modifier, what it's going to do is it's going to add a point here, right? Because this is the extra detail. It's also going to take that point there and it's going to average it out. It's going to average it out between these points. It's going to create another one there, another one there. So you go then from having that really hard corner there to having something that looks a lot smoother. So it's going to take a point and it's also going to change it to make it look smoother, generally speaking. So there we go. So now as I increase this, you can see it's getting smoother and smoother. Now, the reason there are 2 options here, you've got level of viewport and level of frame.